everyone, and welcome to our new episode of Affiliate ABCs. I'm one of your hosts, Deborah Carney.
And I'm your other host, Vinny Good Day O'Hare. It didn't come out right.
He's being silly because we have a couple of very interesting guests today that are from Down Under. Dave and David, why don't you guys introduce yourselves for us?
Hi, I'm David Iwanell. I'm from the Lost Agency.
Hi, my name's Dave. I'm from Sydney. I've actually just got back to Sydney from speaking over in Europe, so I'm a bit jet lagged. And yeah, I'm from Sydney as well.
You don't sound jet lagged. You sound great. Why don't you each tell us a little tiny bit about yourself, and then what we're going to cover. We're going to cover a couple topics today in some separate podcasts, so this is going to be fun. But the first thing we're going to tackle is Facebook versus email, since Facebook is it's an emerging way to advertise, and email, what's getting more attention? What are your thoughts on that? David,
why don't I go first? Yeah, well, firstly, I think basically Facebook and email are both huge. Because I spoke yesterday at Affiliate SID, which is our biggest affiliate conference down here in Australia. And lots of the case studies I talked about were when people had built up lists across both email and social media. Like I have some friends out here, they have a site called Catch of the Day, which is basically like Woot, and it sells one deal a day. And they basically sell off their databases off both email and social media and do it really well. But, I do agree that there are a few things about social media which are a bit challenging because, with your email, those autoresponders are private. Whereas, with Facebook and Twitter, all the updates you post in the past, your new subscribers can see. And so we were actually talking about this yesterday at the conference, and they were saying, they do think you can get away with selling a lot more through email. But, if all your status updates on social media are selling and affiliate links, then, that makes it a lot harder, as that's obviously all public. So,
okay,
I can see that, because that's all you're doing is broadcasting affiliate links. Nobody's going to buy from you.
Yeah, a lot of people in Australia are finding it quite hard to sell on social media. That was definitely the feeling yesterday.
And are you finding that the people that are selling on social media, are they trying to do direct to merchant, or are they going to a landing page on their own websites?
Well, I mean, it differs. There's within Australia, there's a large, appliance retailer, and they push social media very, very, very heavily.
Mm-hmm.
But they use social media more as a channel for customer feedback, such as people go on and saying, do you sell a Westinghouse 30-litre compact fridge?
Mm-hmm.
And then they'll send them a link to their site. So because I guess they're sitting at the top of the food chain, it's not so much an affiliate link, it's a link to within their own properties when the person can go on and buy it. But they're using social media more to engage first, and then if people ask the information, they're then providing the link. They're not, doing the reverse of, guys, here's a fridge, go buy it. So I think they've been a bit smarter.
That's good.
In terms of how they're engaging using social media.
Okay, so now as an affiliate, though, now that's a great example as a company. So as an affiliate, though, like, again, you're engaged in conversation. Do you see in that case that you can put a direct link? But if you're just talking about a product, do you put a link to, are you building your own websites to send people to, or are you always going out direct to merchant?
I think it's best to put them back to your own website, in terms of you get more engagement, you get more likely they'll actually click on something.
Mm-hmm.
I guess you've got the issue of, you put a bit.ly link, you can track the number of actually click-throughs from social media.
Mm-hmm.
But I have seen interesting aspects of sharing links within Facebook, where it will show you your affiliate link, whatever your redirect, but then it will also show the actual site.
Okay.
So you can potentially lose that click direct to the retailer or direct to the actual provider, because Facebook tends to strip out some of that affiliate tracking.
Oh, there you go. See, now that's a very strong, powerful statement, because I am a huge believer in affiliates always sending their traffic to their own website and sending it to the affiliate program from there, because in the end, you don't want to send traffic only away and never get any value back from it. If you're sending it to, from your social media to your own website, they might find something else to click on. Plus, they're going to join your email list, or they're going to like your Twitter page, and they're going to engage more with you instead of you as an affiliate just sending them right off to the retailer, and you don't know what happens. Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's something I was talking about yesterday, because as an affiliate, if you can try and arbitrage maybe Facebook ads or really any traffic source, if you can profitably send that straight to an affiliate link, that might be great while it lasts, but you're definitely leaving money on the table. So I always tell people, you want to capture the lead, via email or via Facebook, and really market to them many times over.
I'm so glad to hear a couple of top affiliates agree with me on that, because it's very, very frustrating as an affiliate manager when we have people that apply and they're like, oh, well, we're going to do PPC and we want to do direct to merchant. And I'm like, well, first of all. Or
direct from Facebook.
Or direct from Facebook to direct to merchant, or Twitter.
Yeah, I completely learned this lesson the hard way, because, when I was studying marketing at uni, I was studying e-marketing at Sydney Uni, and my professors kept saying to me all the time, the whole catchphrase of marketing was, it is far cheaper to market to an existing customer than to a new customer.
Yes.
And when I was studying at the time, I was like, yeah, got it. But it didn't really hit home to me until I started my own online store during university. And, as an online merchant, you really see that firsthand.
Yep.
So what happened with me is I started an online store called Ape Shop when I was at uni, and we sold really expensive items like mobile phones, digital cameras, computers. So new customers on stores like that, they ask so many questions. They're all like, is there warranty? How do I know it's genuine? Can I trust you with my credit card? And there are so many time wasters who never buy. And I have all these scammer orders from around the world. And you compare that with orders from repeat customers. The second time around, they pretty much ask no questions, and they trust us because they were happy the first time.
Yep.
And, I wish that I had known all this at the start, because I wasted so much money spending money on Google AdWords and spending money on shopping comparison sites, and they were the most expensive channels, and there was the most hassle with those, whereas selling to your repeat customers via email was free, and they were my best and most lucrative customers. So, I wish I had known this from the beginning and focused on building that list and building value with them, rather than just spending more and more money on PPC and shopping comparison sites.
You kind of were throwing money away at the PPC if you think about it now.
Well, because there's so much competition out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's good while it lasts, but like I said, even with new customers, say you're an online store, they don't know whether to trust you, and they'll ask so many questions and so much hassle back and forth. And also, we were selling phones, cameras, and computers online, and we don't know whether to trust them with credit card orders, because there are scammers galore.
Right.
I was telling a story yesterday. I actually had a customer in Israel who ordered a $1,500 camcorder phone from my store Ape Shop, and he gave us his work email, and he showed us a link that it was listed in the phone directory, but everything was in Hebrew. So we ended up shipping the camcorder via FedEx. And, sure enough, it's reported as a stolen credit card. Oh. The money got reversed out of our account. And, in this occasion, we would have lost the camcorder and the money. But just by luck, it actually got pulled up by Israeli customs for a random, import duty check.
Nice. Oh, nice.
When he went to pay the duty, he actually got nabbed for presenting them with a fake ID and a stolen credit card. So we got that camcorder.
That's lovely. You got the camcorder. You caught a crook.
Yeah, but that happened over and over. So that's like your new customer from PPC or search. But your second order and your third order and your fourth order is like a dream, compared to that. So
yeah, so you're building loyalty. You're not just building a one-off customer base.
Yeah.
David, and why don't we get your perspective on some of the Facebook email?
Yeah, definitely. So the topic we talked about yesterday at the Affiliate Sydney event was around, I guess, the Facebook change and I guess how email marketing, might be impacted. And I asked the panelists about, the fact that Facebook's launching their own messaging platform, which removes the subject line which takes part of that call to action that traditional email marketing's had.
Right.
And also the Facebook spam filters are beyond anything a marketer kind of can ever imagine. You just will not get through those channels. So as more people potentially start using Facebook messaging as their platform instead of their Hotmail or Gmail account, you'll find that technically email marketing will be dead to them. You won't be able to reach them. You won't be able to have that call to action in their subject line to kind of entice them to open the email.
So if we don't have a headline to catch them, how are we going to get them?
What gets me is I'm curious how many people are actually going to get a Facebook email address.
Oh, almost everybody.
Everyone's automatically got one. It's just a matter of if they start using it.
Yeah, I don't see that being a big thing here. Well, at least in the States.
Well, I actually disagree because as people are coming up and Facebook is the only way they're using the internet,
yep.
Like people like us, we started way back.
I got too many email addresses now. The last thing I need is a Facebook email address.
Right, but you're not the typical customer.
And who knows if Facebook is actually reading the emails in there.
Yeah. Well, some people they actually had a really interesting panel. Matt Bateman at the conference, he asked the panel, is email marketing going to become devalued? And one guy, Fred Shabeska, he runs some big credit card sites, creditcardfinder.com.au out here. He actually said the scope of what email was used for has decreased. And he was saying, like, for example, emailing holiday pics to your friends. That's something we might have used to do via email, but, that's kind of gone and been lost to Facebook now.
Yeah.
But
Basecamp, people using Basecamp, so you're not having that email chain anymore.
Yeah, that was another example. So he was saying that there are certain things that we used to use email for that have now moved across to Facebook. So that was quite interesting. And Fred also agreed. He said, email is definitely getting more noise and competition there. But another member of the panel was James Kitchener. He's from OnlineMediaJunkies.com, and he's a pretty successful affiliate out here as well. He was saying the easiest place to sell is via email. And what he said, and it's an attitude of a lot of affiliates in Australia, they say it's a lot more difficult and you can't really sell via Facebook, Twitter, or SMS. They all definitely say email is the easiest place to engage a buyer. And they thought, email will continue to be the best medium for affiliates. And the other member of the panel was Susan Bratton, who had come out here. And she said the same thing. She was a huge fan of, giving away free content and getting email addresses above all else.
I agree with that.
Well, and I think that there's still going to be a place for it, but I think, like you said, it's going to be a lot less scammy. There's a lot of email that isn't getting through the Google filters anymore and isn't getting through the Hotmail filters. And then as you have another layer with Facebook, the email lists that you sign up for, that you opt in, are the ones that you're actually going to pay attention to. I know when I scan my email box every day, it takes me less time than it used to because I can either Google already filtered it out for me, or I can tell right away that this is garbage. And
You mean like all those emails that Facebook sends you, that this one replied, this one replied, this one replied? I go check, delete.
Right, but
you can turn off the notifications. You know that, Vinny.
Yeah, I know. But I like to see what people are talking about me.
So he's one of the love-hate guys,
I hate Facebook.
He hates Facebook, but he realizes that we need to use it. So
I think the big catalyst of change will be once Facebook really enables the ability of you to send out proper messaging to your audience. They're already kind of doing it you can do it within, obviously, Facebook groups. You can send messages out to your group members. But when they start really pushing that functionality and they start giving you some stats such as who opened your email and who didn't receive it or who responded or who registered you for an event, Facebook can link all those analytics back up. So, as an affiliate, if you've got a local meetup, you can send out a note to all your Facebook fans in New York State or New York City saying, hey guys, we've got a meetup. It's $15 to register. You go on, you open the email, you pay through Facebook credits, you attend the event. All that data can be tied back into the Facebook analytics platform whenever they choose to turn it on.
Right, whenever they choose to turn it on. What we heard from someone who does a lot of PPC type things is that Facebook recently turned off analytics so that you can't see what's going on in your account when you're doing your Facebook ads.
That was some sort of third party app that was started off.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I also it does make you feel a bit uneasy with Facebook because they just have so much power.
Yeah.
Right. They decide one day to change the privacy settings and boom.
Yeah, some of my friends are developers and they say developing on Facebook is like developing at the foot of a mountain, because they'll spend all this money. Like some of my friends were developing those FBML tabs, and then
Now
that
they're gone.
app changes and you can no longer use that. So
Yeah.
So I guess basically my advice with this would probably be, I think Facebook is a huge opportunity right now, and businesses should go for it, but not at the expense of email. Like I think that Facebook is basically, building a list, and your Facebook likes are a business asset, just the same as your opt-in list. But just the big difference that concerns me was that, with your opt-in email list, I feel like you really own that. And I feel a little bit uneasy about with Facebook, if you spend, so much time and resources, you're building up a business asset, and Facebook has so much power, and they can just change the rules, like, so you don't appear in people's news feeds, or like David was saying, hey, you can't send certain links, and they'll strip things out. And, imagine you could spend all this money on your business, and if, Facebook drops down and people move to another platform, you can't really move your Facebook likes across. But, if it's your old email database and your own domain name, you can change web hosts or whatever, and that stays with you. So.
Yeah, that's a beautiful thing.
You brought up an interesting point. If people start dropping off Facebook, I don't think it's an if. I think it's a win.
Right.
Well, yeah, I mean, just think of, I was just going to say, sorry, Deb, but all these businesses like restaurants and bands, lots of my friends in Australia, they pretty much completely used MySpace. They didn't even bother collecting their customers' emails. They didn't even bother having their own .com or .com.au website.
Right.
So then, they were pretty stuffed once people leave MySpace.
And I think we're going to see the same exact thing in a couple of years with Facebook.
And that's what I was going to bring up. Vinny and I did an affiliate ABCs. It was only 18 months ago, and it was about using social media. And we said we'll have to keep an eye on this Facebook thing because right now everybody's using MySpace, and all of a sudden that after only 18 months. MySpace is irrelevant, and Facebook is the all-in.
But with 700 million users, there is some audience there.
Oh yeah,
just a little.
We're not gonna disagree about that. The other question that I have for you guys is, when you're building your Facebook presence, you're not doing it on your personal account. You're doing it on a Facebook page, right?
Yes.
Yep, because, we do know some businesses that got in trouble for building their business on a regular Facebook account, not realizing that they needed a page. And
they realize they don't want to do it. They want to do it their way, not the Facebook way.
Exactly. And then the other question I have for you is, now you mentioned groups. Now they're changing groups, and I like the groups used to be because you could email everybody in your group. And now when you create a group, you have to post to the wall and everybody gets it, or they turn off their notifications and nobody, and they don't get it. So it's a lot of opt-out. And pages, to my knowledge, you can't email everybody on your page at all. You can only post to your wall.
Yeah. I mean, groups, I've received emails from a couple of them, so I think you can send a message to your members.
They're going to be closing those. They're going to be archiving those. Those are the older style ones. And because I have some, and at the top it says we're going to archive this, and you got to switch to the new version of group.
In other words, what you're doing, I don't bother anymore.
Yeah, exactly. They took a functionality and they took it away.
Yes. But then they may bring it back within the Facebook messaging platform. Facebook's always one of those companies, they take something away, they see how it impacts business, see how it impacts traffic, they go, okay, we're going to now re-enable that functionality, but with a slight twist. So they're kind of like a more aggressive Google. So it's the same thing around, and this is yesterday they talked about the panel discussion, that there is some views of some large US affiliates that they almost want to tell Google to, go jump in a lake.
Right.
Because they've found they're able to drive so much extra business through social media channels, through direct placements, through content buys, article marketing, all that kind of stuff, where they don't have to go and deal with the Google AdWords kind of platform where they go, we don't like the quality score, so we're going to charge you an extra 50%. We don't like your page load time, so we're going to charge you an extra 50%. We don't like the products you're selling, so we're going to ban your account for a couple of months. So,
Right.
there's a lot of, that's the feedback we got at the summit, that a lot of people are starting to get really sick of, I guess, the Google, playing with their business on an hourly basis and
Right.
switching things on and off, where Facebook hasn't done that too much at this stage, unless you're a porn site or an adult site or a gambling
right.
site.
They're
Facebook-
still they're a lot cleaner. And I think we can talk more about the Google thing in our next one, because that sounds like you've got a lot of information on that one. We'll be able to dig right into that in our second podcast. So go ahead.
Well, yeah, I've obviously got a lot of notifications about all these groups, because I have lots of friends in Australia that they're in salsa schools or they're promoters, and they use big Facebook groups really for their businesses, and also they use personal profiles. And I had a lot of friends who, like my salsa teacher, for example, she would add all the students to her own personal profile, and that it kind of did make a bit more sense to use that for her business. And I remember this happened to quite a few friends of mine. They were salsa instructors. They would just add too many people too fast, and their whole Facebook account would get suspended.
And then you're also limited to 5,000 people. Once you get to 5,000 likes on your personal page, you're done.
Yeah, well, and also they pick the groups, and now they put all that money into that, and now that's changed. So I guess that's what makes me. I really don't feel comfortable until I've got people, locked in with a confirmed email subscription where it's my list, my domain.
Yep.
I can change email providers if I want. I can change hosting providers. So I think, if you're building up lists and followers and building up a business, you want it to be a business asset that you own and not something that can just be taken away from you so easily or that another company controls. So
the bottom line is to use Facebook right now the way we used to use, the way people didn't use MySpace, but use Facebook as a tool to get your leads, get people engaged, and get them over to your website, or
Get them on your email list.
Get them on your email list, because you can use things within Facebook to get them on your email list right there, and and then use them to augment your own funnel, and don't use Facebook as your only place on the web for your business.
Yeah, absolutely. That would be my answer. Go for both.
Yeah.
And I was just talking yesterday in my presentation about how people should add the Facebook iframe reveal tab to their presentation.
Yeah.
And I would say you should do something like, give them a free video to get them to click like.
Yeah.
And then what I like to do is, so they click like, it'll reveal the free video. There's actually a free app. It's called Static HTML iframe tabs. So if you just search that on Facebook, every Facebook page should definitely put that on, because, if you're sending traffic to a page and you're just sending them to a wall full of, questions and Farmville posts, that's obviously a big waste. So definitely add that to your wall. And I say, give them the free video. And once they click like, I often put below that, and here to get a free ebook, and you put the opt-in form for your email database, so you can go for both. So that's what I would do.
I'll definitely be putting that in the show notes and implementing that by tomorrow.
Yeah. And a similar thing, with Twitter. There's so much noise on there that, your messages disappear in the timeline so fast.
Right.
So, I use TweetAdder, and I sort of auto DM people to try and get them to enter their email at my website. Unfortunately, a lot of people do that, so it's pretty saturated, but I think they have the right intention. They're obviously trying to get the email opt-in straight away. So.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I don't mind an auto DM if it gives me something valuable. I don't like an auto DM if it's like, hi, you can make $1 million if you click this
and
button.
win a free iPad.
Yeah, unfortunately, it is saturated. I think the people have the right intention. They have the right idea trying to build the list. But
Right.
I think the way they go about it, it's obviously a bit saturated. I think we're all sick of those, hi, I get a free ebook at my website, direct messages. But maybe a better way to phrase it would be, hi, I'm Dave. I blog about this at this website.
Yep, exactly. Make it sound more
Not
personal.
such a hard sell. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't delete those. I actually leave those in my DMs if they send me a thing saying, this is what I blog about, here's my website. And
Yeah,
those
more soft sell.
I'll click on.
Yeah.
Yeah, lots softer. So, all right, well, we're at about our 20, 25-minute mark here, so we like to keep these a little short. Dave and David, it's been great having you both on. If you had one last little thing to say about one last piece of advice for someone on this topic, what would it be?
I would say Facebook ads are freaking awesome, and I love them.
Okay.
This is going to be so funny to listen to about a year from now.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I'm crying in jail for fraud or something, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. And the other day.
My quick piece of advice is that, if you're building up a business, the best way to go about it is to build up a list of people, and the value of your business is really, your list of people and the relationship you have with those people. And email is great for that, and, Facebook, even Twitter are other tools to do that. So
Okay.
just don't use them at the expense of email, but, use them all together.
Yep.
I just said I'd be doing fraud. I'm not doing anything illegal. I want to finish that in the podcast. That was a joke, okay? But yeah, thank you very much, and Vinny.
Okay, so now that we know, we've established you're not going to be fraudulent, how can people find you on the web? What's your Twitter and your URL or your Facebook page?
They can find me on Twitter as at The Lost Agency. They can find me on Facebook, facebook.com/The Lost Agency, or thelostagency.com. So very much consistent branding. Just look for The Lost Agency and I'll be there.
Great.
Yep. And the other Dave here, my blog's called fatcowbusiness.com, where I blog about making money with Facebook, Twitter, and blogging. And my Twitter's the same. It's fatcowbusiness. And again, facebook.com/fatcowbusiness. So love to chat to all your viewers there.
Lovely. Vinny?
You can find me at Twitter/Vinny O'Hare or VinnyO'Hare.com.
And you can find the show notes for those of you who are listening that would like to see some of this stuff down in writing because we talked about so much. Go to affiliateabcs.com and you'll be able to find the show notes there. And you can follow twitter.com/affiliateabcs. And if you want to find me on the internet, it's twitter.com/Loxley, Loxly. And as always, we'd like to thank Geekcast, GEEKCAST.FM for hosting all of our podcasts. And they have tons of other really good informational podcasts that will help you with your internet marketing. So thank you, everybody, for listening, and have a great day.
Thanks, Deb and Vinny. Cheers.
Thank you.